What is going on, my good people? Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Say That Podcast. And y'all already know the drill. Don't say this, say that. I want to give a big shout out to anyone who tuned in my last episode with Cave. That was a really great episode. It was very in-depth. He got really in-depth about his new album, Jungle Juice. So if you haven't watched or listened to it right now, please go do so. It's on YouTube, Apple, and Spotify. And you already know where you can follow me on Instagram. REPETE617 is my personal, and say_that_pod is the podcast page. And I'm also launching a new lifestyle brand called The Authentic Bostonian. Be on the lookout for that. I'm not going to give away too much, but just know I got something cooking up. So make sure you go follow that Instagram page too. It's all one word. For today's guest, ladies and gentlemen, I always say these episodes are a long time coming, but this one truly is. I've told this guy he needs to come on the podcast a lot of times in the past. So much so that we just never put down a date. But anyways, he's here now. He's one of the biggest personalities in the city. Please give it up for my man, CASO.
Hey now, how we doing?
What's up?
What's the word, man? I'm feeling
much.
good. I'm feeling great.
Feeling all right. Feeling like a double XL freshman on your bitch.
Tight shit.
Yeah, hell yeah. How you been, though, lately, man?
If I'm being 100% honest, like, not the best. But, you know, this past week, I have done some serious self-reflecting.
Nice.
And it's been, you know, eye-opening, kind of where I'm at. You know, I feel like I drown myself in my work to get away from all of the issues I'm actually dealing with. In the work, which was my safe space, has kind of turned into part of the problem.
Interesting.
You know?
Yeah.
But I've had this realization. I feel really good now, today. And I'm doing a new thing now where every Thursday, on all of my platforms, I'm going to be doing a Therapy Thursday where we talk about topics that are dear to myself.
Yes.
And things that I've gone through in life. People are allowed to, you know, send me topics that they want me to talk about. And it's going to be like a journey for me and the people that are following me to kind of, you know, maybe it just helps one person. And that's a good thing.
Now, I love that because, you know, I've had those problems too and I've been to therapy before, right? I'm not the biggest fan of it. And the reason why is, you know, I talk to myself in the mirror every day about what the fuck I got going on, right? You know what I mean? And like, or like, I know how you said you started journaling, which is a very good thing, and that's what actually they suggest to do if you don't want to go to therapy.
Right.
But in my experience doing it, it just felt like the guy was just there to get paid.
Right,
you know?
yeah.
And that's not to slam. I'm sure there is good therapists, and, you know, obviously if you're feeling some type of way, please call the number. But in that sort of sense, I feel as a creative, you're better off talking to, like, the people about it than you actually are somebody else.
Yeah.
Because the people will understand you more than the therapist would. In fact, they may give better advice, you know?
The craziest thing that I learned, so, like, in this past week, bro, I've learned a lot of things this week. And, you know, I started going to therapy a couple months ago. And my whole life when I was a kid, you know, I was forced to go to therapy. You know, I was diagnosed with like fucking ADHD and bipolar and these type of things when I was like really young. And it was like a lot of gray area at the time. You know, so they would just like put me on medication and, you know, I was forced to go to therapy and I just felt like an outcast, like to my peers and shit. I felt like a weirdo. And I was like, why aren't I normal? You know? And this is the first time I've ever talked about this on a podcast. Because I'm working on being open about these types of things. And for so long, I was so against therapy because at a young age, I was forced to go. So I was like, never again will somebody tell me that I have to do something. You know, and I was like very defiant, like my whole life because of that. You know, like once I turned like 17, 18, like I was like, I'm not taking I was on medication up until that age, you know, starting in like 3rd grade. Yeah. So like, I just went cold turkey, which is bad. You're supposed to get weaned off of it, you know what I mean? And so like I just stopped taking the medication cold turkey. I fucking stopped going to therapy. I was a loose cannon, you know. I was like acting crazy and shit, making horrible decisions. And the thing that I really realized, because I've been going to therapy and he keeps telling me, he's like, you need to find hobbies. You need to find a hobby. And I'm like, me and him have fought in fucking therapy. And I didn't go for a couple weeks one time because like literally we were beefing. And I had a session today actually. But we were talking about, he's like, you need to find a hobby. And I'm like, you just don't get it. You don't get it. This is my life. Like this is what it is. Right. You know, and you'll never understand that. And I noticed that that's part of the disconnect between sometimes why I might not be seeing the growth that I want to see within my career. And I was with Lights' team. Shout out to Lights. Shout out to his whole team. He's from Philly. And his management team was like, what do you do? Like, and I'm like, I just like make music. And they're like, you don't eat, sleep, nothing else. You just make music. And I'm like, kind of like, honestly, like, yeah, like not really. I like just do music pretty much. You know what I mean? Like my sleep is awful. My fucking, you know, I just go to the gym and I sleep and I eat and I go to the studio. Like that's like all I really do. And it's been like that for a while now. You know, I don't really have like a life because I'm so consumed by my work. And they're like, you need to connect as a human. Like there's like, how is somebody supposed to relate to that? Like a consumer or just anybody, you know what I mean? That's and I started thinking about it because I'm arguing with my therapist about how he's never gonna get it and why I have to do it this way. And I started thinking, I'm like, damn, bro, like I need to be a fucking human being, because how else is somebody? I can sit here all day and be telling people, you don't understand how hard the work is and how much this is me, and it's like CASO and Marcus. I was looking at it from, because my name is Marcus, I was looking at it from two different things. I'm like, CASO is one thing and Marcus is one guy. And I always preach about being yourself. You can't be, nobody can be a better you than you. Right. But the disconnect was that CASO was CASO and Marcus was Marcus. They need to be the same thing. You know what I mean? Like I have to be the human at the end of the day. Right. And that kind of got long-winded, but it's a big thing that I've noticed within myself in this last week on why I probably haven't been seeing the growth that I might necessarily believe I should have or whatnot, because it's not relatable. If anything, it's probably more off-putting to people. Because how is somebody supposed to relate to that? Think about all the people out there that are like, have lost themselves, consumed, like they had a family, right? And like, I'm going to give a couple of examples. Like, go ahead. It's like, you could start a family, right? Yes. And I know people that this has happened to. They have kids and their identity is their children. That's a good, or their girlfriend, people, right, or their wife, or their job. You know, it's no longer relatable. And I want to be able to give a voice to people like that, where they can start to find themselves again and become themselves again, have their own identity. It's like my new purpose in life. Like I literally don't even know how to explain it. I had like an epiphany like yesterday, and it's like my new purpose in life. Wow. And it's crazy. It's crazy.
See, I'm very happy that you spoke up about these topics, because I feel as though when people see the work you have put in, you know, all the success you've attained up to this point, what goes on behind the scenes besides that, they just don't think about. You know, and that's the case with a lot of like successful artists and musicians is, you know, you could be turning out all these great albums, you know, putting on all these good shows, you know, being everywhere, but are you okay?
Right.
You know, and I very much applaud you for hearing that. And I'm glad, you know, that's how this episode started, because I am big on that. I struggle with that too, where it's like, you know, is repeat the same as Pete? Right. And it's like, and it was not like a, you know, Slim Shady, Marshall Mathers type thing, but that's like,
bro, it's just, it becomes different somehow. Right. Because when you're in repeat, when you're in that mode, you're in that mode. You're not just being you. Yeah. And it's not that you're not being you. It's just you're in work mode. Right. It should be the same always. Right. Like it shouldn't feel like that.
And it's just, to me, it's like the age we're living in, social media, it just creates too many gimmicks. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And that's where people get lost in. Yeah. You know, I'm not saying because you're a gimmick, because like I've seen your growth over the last, you know, years from knowing you, and you are 100% true to you. But, you know, when we see all these, like, you know, social media influencers and, you know, these TikTokers, whatever the hell it may be, that's a gimmick. You know, I watch wrestling. I know what a gimmick is, dude. Like, you know, that's
we were
why
hip to it early.
Right, exactly.
With WWE.
That's why Rick Rubin, he has this quote where he says, WWE or wrestling in general does real life better than real life does.
Interesting.
And it's from the perspective of, like, if you just look at life from the wrestling perspective.
Yeah, face value.
Right? You have your heels, which are your bad guys. You have your faces, the good guys. And then you have all the storylines in between. So that's why he says that.
Right.
And I think that's why people have to understand what that is.
For sure.
So I'm really glad you spoke up on that because, as we're coming into, like, quote unquote depression season, obviously, it's going to get darker out soon. It's going to be cold, all that. And unfortunately, the statistic is that these people who suffer from that lose their life to it during this year. So again, if you're feeling that way, please call the number. I think it's 988 now. But also, like, if you want to replay back to listen to what CASO said, please do, because that was very, very, very intuitive and insightful, and I feel like a lot of people should hear that. But we are going to get into the set of questions now. Yes, and because while you have, just spoke on that, you have had a great year so far with the release of Dummy and Freaknik, and you haven't even dropped an album yet. So looking at it from that lens and then looking at everything you've accomplished this year, how are you just able to stay that much consistent and you always have a constant foot in the pedal?
Bro, just becoming self-sufficient in the sense of, one, just wanting it so bad. You know what I mean? It's just like who I am. And now it's going to amp up even more with me having these recent realizations. You know what I mean? Like, I'm very excited for this next chapter. But Dummy I love that record. Shout out to Latrell James.
Yes,
he produced that. And, he's super dope. And he, like, hit me up and he was like, yo, like, I want to get something with you. And he sent me a pack and I was like, oh, this one. And he's like, I made that today. Like, and I knew that you were going to fuck with that. Yeah. So I record all my shit and I mix all my shit unless I'm, like, traveling. And usually I'll still record and mix unless I'm with my guy Kyle. Shout out to my guy Kyle, Cold Spring Motel.
Yes, sir. Shout out to Cold
Spring. We were in Atlanta when we made Freaknik. We did that last November. And we knew that it was a smash, so we were able to get that out. But, bro, it's just hard work. It's, like, just, like, not allowing outside things to get in the way of that. And just, like, really believing. There's going to be, like, a lot of days where you sit there and you're like, I'm a fucking failure. I'm wasting my time. Yeah. Like, what am I doing? Yeah. And then, you have to get in the mindset of, like, or teach yourself how to get yourself out of those thoughts, And that's kind of how we got here. I feel very blessed. Last year I had Thanks for Nothing, and that was my biggest year. And this year I dropped less music, and it's bigger than last year. So it's like it's just feels really good. We're getting ready to drop a record in hopefully November with Mosa. Shout out to Mosa.
Heartbreak Mosa?
Yeah.
Shout out to Heartbreak Mosa.
So, like, I'm excited for that. And just to keep the ball rolling. Once that comes out, we're going to be dropping a bunch of singles, like a lot of music. No more holding on to shit. We're about to drop a ridiculous amount of shit.
So I feel like you have a lot in the tuck.
Yeah. And then Thanks for Nothing 2 will come out next year.
Nice. I'm looking forward to that. And I want to touch on Thanks for Nothing real quick because it was a very great, like, conceptual album because you're coming off the heels of the album before that, which I really like too, which were Picasso. Yeah. So to go from that to Thanks for Nothing, that was like almost as if you were winning back-to-back championships in a way. Right. You know what I mean? But conceptually, I really liked it because you had even Thanks for Nothing, the song, which it was a banger. Right. But you're actually, like, talking about shit on it. Yeah. You're kind of one of the only people that can turn, like, a positive, like, or like, I'm gonna get this message out into, like, a club banger. Yeah. You know what I mean? So that just, to me, it keeps adding on to the legend of CASO, because even before I got into the podcasting scene, I've heard that, like, you sold out the Middle East, sold out Sania, and this was, like, pre-pandemic too. Yeah. So it's like, what can't you do at this point, Yeah. But one thing I do appreciate about you is, the ability to not really give a single fuck about what anybody's got to say. Sure. Obviously, Freaknik, if you know the backstory of it, it was a very controversial event. Yeah. But again, that's another thing you turned into a banger. Yeah. So where does just that attitude come from? And, like, where did you realize early on that you're like, yo, like, I'm not going to conform to anybody else's opinion or thought of myself but me?
Dude, it was like, I was obsessed with Tupac as a kid. Like, I remember when, like, I got on YouTube one day, and it was something about Tupac being alive in Cuba. And like I brought that to school. I had that flooded in my school. You know, I was like Tupac is alive.
Yeah, 2014. That was the rumor. It was 2014. He was gonna come back.
You know, so like I admired that. He was just such like, as like, you know, he's such a character, but like his lack of just like really caring about people's outside opinion, you know, is very much that. And just like early to what I was saying, you know, just like the forcefulness of my whole childhood, like people trying to make me do shit I didn't want to do, was like such a just like me being like, bro, fuck you. Like, fuck all that shit. Like, I don't give a fuck about what you're talking about. Like, I'm who I am. You know what I mean? And that was like a big part of it too. So, that's kind of how it all came about, bro. Like, that was the big thing. I was super obsessed with like Tupac and shit like that. And then just like the constant being told what to do and me not wanting to do any of it. Right. So I was just like, I'm me, and I'm just going to be me, and I'm unapologetically myself.
And it's taken you very far than people who are actually themselves or are not themselves. So yeah. I think there's a lot of lessons to be learned here in a positive way.
For sure.
So that's why I'm glad like you're speaking on this. By the way, that's a fire watch, by the way.
Oh, thank you, bro. I appreciate
that. Yeah.
Preach.
We got the gym pump in here. Yeah. Hell yeah. And like I had heard earlier this year, you know, there was maybe a planned move to Atlanta, but I've also heard you speak highly of Atlanta on other media outlets.
Yeah.
And it really got me thinking how in Boston, you know, we don't have the ecosystem, I'll say, that Atlanta has. While it is a mecca for hip-hop, and so is New York, I still feel like we're on the way there. But what do you feel like Boston has to do to kind of get to that spot where Atlanta is, where, you know, people aren't traveling from Boston to Atlanta, they're going to travel to Atlanta to Boston?
The fucking question of the century for every artist in Boston. Everybody has an opinion. You know, it's like, it doesn't even matter what the fuck I say, honestly. Like, I've been asked this like so many times, and it's just, bro, there just isn't the foundation, you know. It goes back to history, you know, it just is what it is. And now there's obviously more people doing their thing and being themselves, which is important. I'm just too focused on doing whatever I'm doing to really give a shit, to be honest. Like, fair. I just know that whatever I'm doing, like, is gonna do well for here.
Right.
That's all that matters.
Yeah.
You know, and everybody should feel the same way.
No, right.
Because everybody has an answer as to why, and I could give you a long-winded answer. It's not going to change anything.
Right.
You know, so it's like everybody got the answer.
Yeah.
I got the answer. I'm going to fucking...
Allen Iverson.
Yeah, you know, and it's like, if you had the answer, not saying that people don't have pieces to the answer, and maybe they do got it all figured out. It doesn't matter because it's not changing. Just let the work do it.
Yeah.
You know, and...
Because I feel like, you know, when thinking about that, it kind of goes back to like all these other different questions I've heard within the last 5 years. Like, oh, why is Boston so cliquey? You know, this, that, and the other thing. But it just feels like, and I may sound like a hypocrite because I just asked you, we're still having the same conversations, you know?
Yeah.
And it just, if nothing changes, then that, you know what, that's fine.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
It really doesn't. Like, at the end of the day.
Just be the... Like, there's a term about it, but be like the ripple that changed the tide or the wave, whatever.
Yeah,
there's some sort of fucking phrase.
The butterfly effect type of thing,
yeah,
right,
but it's just like, just be the change.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, who gives a fuck?
Right.
Just fucking, if you know, you don't got to tell the whole world. Just fucking do it and just, you know, help push the cause forward.
Right.
Who gives a fuck?
Right, because if you tell the whole world and you don't do it, then somebody else is going to do it and be like, oh, man,
and
I
even then,
that.
It's like, bro, it's like, whatever. Everybody got a fucking answer, but nobody has done it. Right. So, like, who really got the answer?
It's like everybody has an answer, but no one has a solution.
Yeah, so it's like, whatever, bro. Just do it. Just do what you do. You know, if people don't fuck with you, they don't fuck with you. Find the people that do fuck with you. Cool.
How many
Easy.
people are in this world?
It's the
6
same
billion
way as
people?
going to school, bro. You fucking, what, are you going to hang out with the people that bully you all day? Or are you going to hang out with the people that are nice to you? It's like very simple. It's like, you know, it's just like, just fuck with who fucks with you and fucking who gives a shit about people who don't fuck with you.
Right. It really is that simple when you
Yeah.
break it down to it. And it kind of goes, what was I just about to say? Fuck. It was like, there's 6 billion people in this world, right?
Right.
Statistically, somebody's going to fuck with you.
Somebody has to.
Somebody has to. Not even that they're gonna, they have
to.
So, and I just see people get stuck in that trap of like, oh, the Boston doesn't fuck with me. Whatever. Okay, well, take out Massachusetts, right? You got New England, all right? You got Connecticut, Vermont, New Hampshire, Maine, Rhode Island. Find somebody who fucks with you there.
Yeah.
No one fucks with you there, go to the rest of the fucking country. Yeah. And if not, go to the rest of the world. Like, what does it matter, really?
It doesn't.
And because I feel like there's this expectation. You know what I mean?
That's what you get.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, I don't get into it. Yeah. There's this expectation that, oh, I do music here, and so automatically people are going to fuck with me. Like, that's no big deal. No.
Yeah, no.
Hate to break it to you, no.
That's like everywhere too, bro. Like people like they're like, oh, if I was from here, which like obviously I could throw hypotheticals all day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If I was from somewhere, I could hypothetically be like, I'd already be famous.
Yeah.
But I'm not. So who gives a fuck?
Right.
You know what I mean? Who gives a shit about the hypothetical?
I hate the fucking
We're talking about right now.
And the hypotheticals suck.
Yeah,
especially with sports and all the shit.
Yeah.
Nothing. It's like if you are a person that uses hypotheticals a lot, go fuck yourself.
Yeah, you know,
suck.
it's like just do it. Just do whatever you do. You know, prove that you can do it.
Yeah.
Prove you got the answer.
Right, exactly. Which is something you do with your music, and you harped on earlier in this episode where you were like, you're very hands-on with your stuff. If not, you let Kyle do it. Is there just a reason for that? Like, do you not trust people to maybe do it the right way, or do you just have the vision that other people don't for your music?
If I'm being 100% honest with you, like, I just think that some people aren't as good as they think they are. Which is fine. That was me for so long, and I still have a ton of growth. You know what I mean? So it's like, that's totally fine. A lot of people could get butthurt over that or do whatever, but like, it's okay to understand that.
Yeah.
And Kyle understands what the fuck we're doing.
Yeah.
And we haven't worked as much recently since his move to New York. But he did all of Things for Nothing. Like the whole thing. Right. He only like there's only like 2 or 3 songs he didn't produce. Like Akachi produced B-Day and TFN. And Dallas produced 10,000 Hours with Gio.
Right, yeah.
And I'm pretty sure Kyle did like everything else. Oh, and on the deluxe, Akachi did Battle on My Own with Tyler. Loyal.
But even still, I mean, that's 3 producers on one album.
But Kyle, I mixed TFN in like 10,000 Hours, and I mixed half mixed some of the other ones, that I started. Yeah. But like usually if I start a record with Kyle, like he'll just mix it because like it's his beat. He recorded me. Yeah. You know what I mean? He has a vision, I'm sure, as well, and he's super talented. So it's like
easily
I have all the faith in them.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like when I try, like I don't record with anybody. Like there's very few people I can record with. Right. I record with Kyle. I record with Josh Schubach. Shout out to my guy Josh. And I record like myself, obviously. And then shout out to my guy Leo. We cooked up the other day, and I'll record with Leo. Mm-hmm. But like, it's very rare that I find somebody that like is able to move at the pace that I'm moving or understand. Like, there needs to be the chemistry. It's like a barber, bro. Right. Like an engineer is like having a barber.
You're not gonna cheat on him, right?
Yeah, and it's like it's very much like a thing where like if I'm going and like I got a groove going, even if I don't have the words yet, I could, because I'm just punching shit in. So like I could be like mumbling something. But if you're taking too long, if you're just like kind of bullshitting, like it might fuck my flow up. Like I'm like, you got punch me in. You know what I mean? Like, and he gets the rhythm. So it's like it's a rhythm thing. It's like, all right, boom, like okay, he's going, he's in a groove right now, and he's gonna be vocal. You know what I mean? He'll be like, oh, like I don't like that. Yeah. Which I appreciate. Right. Because I don't want a bullshit line. Right. Yeah. You know what I mean? He'll be like, that's not good. Yeah. Like.
No, because it's, from talking to you, just hanging out, I've never like got the full like understanding, but I've seen the work, you know what I mean? So like even still, like when did you like even start like mix and mastering your own shit? Like was this something new to you, or did you like when you first started music kind of like get into that lane? I
always like in 6th grade I had got a mic. It was a Blue Yeti like USB mic.
Yeah, nothing special, right?
The classic. And then, but before that, like even like, bro, I was like recording into a webcam, and then like I had like a guitar. What is it? Rock band, where Rock Band.
Yeah, the video game, right?
Yeah. It had a USB mic, and I'd plug that in.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Because I never had
And
that
then,
game. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
So, like, I'd plug that in. I would use that and record into, like, Audacity. And then, like, so I was, like, always doing it. I always found music interesting. My dad, he's from Brazil. He's a musician. So
Shout
he
out
always
Pops,
had me.
right?
Yeah, shout out to my dad. And, like, he always had me in the studio, like, at a young age. So, like, on the weekend, him and my mom got divorced when I was really young. And, like, there would be weekends where I'd go to his spot, you know what I mean? And, you know, it would be, like, music. Like, I wanted to do music stuff. So I always, you know, I was always into music and sports. And then during 2020, during lockdown, I was like, let me just, like, get nice at, like, actually mixing. I was in GarageBand, and I was like, let me, like, get good at this shit. And I didn't know the reason for shit. I was, like, just teaching myself by ear, going by ear. And then, like, I started taking clients during that time, and I was like, oh, wow. Like, because I had my voice sounding good.
Yeah.
This is, like, the big thing. A lot of engineers, like, when they first start, they're like, oh, yeah, I'm nice.
Yeah.
Because they're mixing themselves, and they sound good. And then you bring in, like, a client, and you put your template that you use for yourself on their shit, and it sounds awful. And you're like, oh, I'm not an engineer. I have no idea what I'm doing. And I went through that a little bit. Like, I was recording people, I'm like, oh, my God, this sounds horrible, and I don't know how to make it sound good.
Yeah.
And then I started at Phoenix. Shout out to Phoenix Down. Shout out to John Scott. And I was over there, and I shout out John for a couple months. And then over time, I just got, like, a lot better. Now I'm, like, obviously an amazing engineer.
Right.
And just from trial and error, just doing things and learning from people. And, you know, you have to really be in it, like, actively doing it to get better. It's, like, one of those things. Because I'm not a nerd like that. Like, I'm not going to be on the internet, like, watching videos about why shit does what it does and this new plugin that just dropped. Like, that's not my thing. But, you know, I have a very good ear and a good idea of what I'm looking for because I'm an artist. So, like, a lot of artists, I feel like I'm able to help bring their shit to life because a lot of engineers have never made a song in their life. So they don't know what it's like to make a song or what an artist may be looking for or, like, terms that an artist are using because they don't know how to properly say it. You know what I mean? So, like, that's something that has helped me a lot.
It's funny. When I look at, like, you know, videos Kyle has done, it's like, here's how I mix this. I'm looking at it, like, so, like, Stonewall. It's just, it's such a foreign language to me that, like, I even had this convo with my mom. She's like, why don't you produce music? I was just like, no.
It's like some, fucking rocket scientist shit.
It really is.
Once you're doing it, you're like a fucking vegetable.
Yeah.
You're just like...
No, right. You're just
drooling
looking
on yourself, fucking looking at a screen.
Yeah. Because, I mean...
Stephen Hawking type beat.
I'm going to put this...
like, literally.
Other thing.
So it's, you know...
But yeah, to go back to that comment with my mom, I was just like, well, for a couple reasons why I'm not going to be a producer. A, because I'm all right being a podcaster. You know what I mean? I like talking about music. I like the people that come on the show. Secondly, you know, there are a lot of great producers in Massachusetts that have been doing this for almost 30 years now. And it's like, I'm not going to, you know, compete with that. I'm good. But and
there's
I
some
was
dope
like,
people.
And I was like, the third reason is because that software and shit, I would need a year or two to learn that.
It is pretty insane when you're
like,
first in it.
Because of, like, all the layers of shit. It's like, oh, I'm going to speed this up here. I'm just looking at it like, what are you talking about, dog? Like, what do you mean?
It
like,
does get crazy.
So, but again, shout out to the producers, shout out to the engineers. It's just, you know, I like the nerds about it, though.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Of course.
Because the more you are a nerd about something, the more you're, like, going to
go hard for it.
Right? But also kind of, you know, get rich from it eventually. Like, you know, your knowledge is going to take you farther than, like, your work will.
That is very
Even
true.
if you're sitting in on something, you'll be like, hey, do this, that, and the other thing, and then it sounds good. So it's like, but yeah, that's just what I've always, like, observed with yourself. I'm like, wow, like, he just gets it, you know? And
I tell
I could
everybody
never
to
get
do
it.
it. I tell everybody, I'm like, yo, like, go buy a mic. It doesn't have to be the craziest shit. Tell all my clients. It's like low-key counterproductive for me.
Yeah.
I'm
You're losing customers.
Yeah, but I'm like, bro, buy a mic and record yourself.
All right.
Because even if you don't want to learn how to mix, you're going to get so many reps just recording all day.
The gym.
Yeah, and like you're gonna know what you like and what you don't like. You're gonna try shit that you wouldn't normally try in a studio because you're alone and you're comfortable. You know what I mean? And then it just saves you time and money because now it's like, okay, I like this. I'm gonna send this to the engineer, or I'm gonna bring this to the studio and we're just gonna mix this because I know that I like this and I want to drop this. Instead of going to the studio and being like, I don't really like that song. I didn't come out how I thought it would, or shit like that. So I tell everybody, buy a fucking mic, get a little setup. It doesn't have to be crazy. A little focus right, whatever, and just fucking, bro, $500. You can have a little setup going on. You know what I mean? $1,000, and you're fucking,
easy shit.
And you don't have to buy it all at once. You just fucking buy bits and pieces, and you fucking just get to it, get busy.
One thing that, not to get into a somber topic, but you make it abundantly clear, you carry your brothers everywhere with you, in their music, in your music, I should say, and just in your career in general. I really think that's a sweet thing to way to honor their legacy. So obviously, what happened to them is very tragic, but you've kind of turned that like pain into triumph in your own different way. So how are you just able to continue their legacy through yourself and also through your music?
To be honest, bro, like that's part of kind of like this past week, like my revelations and shit that I've had, because I think that it's like one of those things where everyone's like, oh, it gets better with time. And it's like, I guess it does. But it's like, there's like this void that isn't filled. You know what I mean? Like because I was so close with them.
Right.
And I shared such a bond with them that like, after they had passed, like, it's very, very, very hard for me to connect with people. And I think that like sometimes instead of necessarily which I do, but sometimes it's really hard to like consider it that in my eyes, and I'm not able to do it to the fullest extent because I'm still sad, and like I think this past week I've really realized a lot, like how I mentioned earlier, that I've realized a lot of things, and it's made it possible for me to kind of accept that a bit more, and now I can fully, I feel like, embrace them and celebrate them to a higher extent.
Right.
But they were my biggest supporters.
Of course.
I never envisioned them not being a part of this whole thing.
Right.
I used to like have visions. I would see it, them on stage with me, and
right.
Hans made music. CJ like jokingly made music, but like he was kind of like a baka, not nice type of guy. And then Hans just had such an energy about him. Like he like walked into a room and everybody's like, who the fuck is that guy?
Yeah.
And like he just had that.
Yeah.
And that like bothered me a lot, obviously. It still does. But I've been able to, in this past week, really come to terms with a lot of things, forgive myself for a lot of things, not hold resentment or guilt or
right.
Just new light.
Well, what it is, and this is just my 2 cents because I haven't really experienced that on a high level. One of my best friends just crashed out, and just went with some girl like that he thought he was in love with, and that's another thing. And the other one's unfortunately in jail. But it just goes back to that thing where it's like, wow, like in 2016 I thought all of this shit, and look at 10 years later, and it's just like not here.
Yeah.
I get everything happens for a reason, but it makes me think of just like it's the why of it. You know what I mean? It's like why did this have to happen? It didn't really need to. It just in some cases, but like it's still, again, and that's why I applaud you for like speaking up about this. It doesn't make sense until you actually sit back and look at like just maybe the rest of your life, or as you take things in that have happened to you.
For sure. I think like the everything happens for a reason thing is kind of like, I swear to God, there was just some person that was just like dealing with so much bullshit, and they were just like, the easiest way for them to deal with it was like, everything happens for a reason.
Yeah.
Like
it is what it is.
Yeah, and like I don't know how true that fucking statement actually is.
Because people do think it's like this deep thing.
Yeah,
and like,
and like something, I've lived like that, I'm like, damn, like I guess everything happens for a reason, but it's like very hard to try to understand. Maybe you're not meant to understand. I don't fucking know.
Right.
But I learned a lot from those things, like me and CJ, unfortunately, come on, man. Me and CJ were like, I knew CJ for like 10 years. And he was in and out of jail, just like a bad scenario. He got 2 kids. You know what I mean? Like, it's a fucked up scenario. And then Hans, you know, me and CJ really started connecting because he had got out of jail for like the fucking 4th time or whatever the fuck it was. And he was staying good, you know, not going back. You know, we were spending more time together, which I'm thankful for. Hans, what I learned from that was to never hold a grudge, because me and Hans had never fought ever. And we got in like an argument because the people that he was hanging around, I did not like. And they were like, in my eyes, taking advantage of him and, you know, weren't looking out for his best interest.
Of course.
They'll tell you otherwise. But at the end of the day, how I feel is that.
Right.
Because I would never, doesn't matter. Yeah. Anyway, I had multiple chances to fix it. And I never did. And he like crashed like 100 feet from his house and died. You know, I never got a chance. Yeah. We went like over a month without talking. I had multiple chances to just mend the scenario and never did. And I held a lot of guilt from that. Like a lot of like, what if I just fixed it, he would have been with me that night and that wouldn't have happened. You know, like all of these things running through my mind. Like, and it's tough because, you know, there is so many what ifs.
Right.
But you can't just get stuck in that because it's just going to drive you crazy.
Yeah.
So you got to take a lesson out of it. And my whole thing is like, I can never go without, you know, I can't be on bad terms with anybody. Even if I'm on bad terms with somebody and we're never going to be friends again, I have to say my piece. They can say their piece. We don't have to be friends. We don't, you know, whatever. But it has to be, things can't go unsaid.
Yeah, and that's what's kind of fucking me up a little bit is because, you know, my boy from jail, he still calls me, which I'm thankful for. And in fact, when I had seen, like, you know, someone from jail was calling me, I was like, oh, my God, it's him. Like, so it's good for that, right? And just because I don't know what goes on in fucking jail. Like, you know, it's state, he's in Shirley, so it's state thing. So, you know, that's why I pray every day for him that he's safe. But just with my other friend who I had literally known since preschool, K1 St. John's. K1 at St. John's, it's preschool. Then you do kindergarten.
Yeah.
And he just like, I don't know if I've ever told this on the pod because I don't want to say his name. My people back home will probably know what I'm talking about. But we legit just did everything together. I've been living in Revere since 2002. He used to live in Malden. In fact, I still drive by his old house when it is in Malden. But in Revere, I remember he moved and I was just so hyped because I'm like, oh, my best friend's here. I can actually like go over his house constantly. We can have all these sleepovers. We had just all these crazy adventures. And then like he hooked up with this girl, you know, she was an ex-junkie, and like it's literally like a bad stock in the stock market, just all downhill. And you try to, you know, talk to some people, but some people don't even want to be talked to. Yeah. And I remember one time, this is a crazy story I still think about just because of how the different, like the paths you take, right?
Of course.
He does security sporadically around Boston. He's in some places. But I remember I was walking to go meet Mike Sanchez to talk about something with the podcast. And I seen him, right? And I'm like, I'm just going to do something that, like, in a way he should support and be a part of, but I don't have that relationship anymore. And it, like, I shook my head, and just because I didn't shake my head because I was mad. I shook my head because how fucked up it was. Because if you know me and you know like what I do, it was just that.
Of course.
And I'm just thinking like, damn, like I just don't know this kid anymore, and it fucking sucks, you know. So to anyone that does, you know, feel that way, just know like you are, you know, a good person. You do honor people that you've lost through your art, and even just as you live continuously each day. So keep it up. You know, again, the world's better with you here. So, but anyways, we're going to move into some lighter topics because, like,
it has been dark.
Yeah, it's been dark. But it's conversations that need to happen. You know what I mean? It's things people need to hear. From your last time at AOA Studios on across the couch, you know, you're one of the few people who have been on both couches, you know.
Whoa, this feels like a casting couch.
Yeah.
Time out.
No, I was just about to say.
Whoa, no diddy.
I didn't mean that couch. Yeah, I didn't mean
So
that.
you've been on
I don't
a lot
know
of
if they
couches.
make these videos
You've
here.
been
They
on
might.
a lot of couches.
Yeah, they don't tell me a lot of things that go on in here. So I don't know if they make those videos. Anyways, right. Hey now. I had learned that you are a Harry Potter fan. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right. So and
Harry Potter.
right. Yeah.
He said, yeah.
You know what? You know what my dad always does? The snake voice.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And like I remember I watched that video for the first look and I'm like, what the fuck are you doing?
What are you doing?
Right. But so they're making a new series about it, right? Okay. Starting from page 1 again.
Oh, for real?
Like literally a remix. So what HBO Max did is they teamed up with the British broadcast channel. Yes, it's called BBC. I don't mean that BBC, right? Hey now, but yeah.
I didn't even have to say it.
Right, yeah. If you know what that means in the television sense, you get it. So what they're doing is they are completely rebooting the Harry Potter franchise, starting from the Sorcerer's Stone,
That's
right?
hard.
And what they're doing, though, is they're having the actors and actresses, these young kids, they're setting up schools for them because they know this is going to take a good 10 years of their lives.
Yeah.
So I'm just curious, being the Harry Potter fan that you are, do you think it's going to last that long? Or do you think that
I feel like it has to.
Because it's a show. It's not even movies. It's a show.
That's hard. I feel like it has to. I feel like if they don't, then it's an utter fail.
I think it's going to be 2 years and they cancel it. I'm going to be honest. And the reason why is this, like, that's the one series you don't reboot. It hasn't been long enough,
I
right?
agree.
Yeah, it just hasn't been. But there's been multiple spinoffs about his kid. They did a Broadway show about his kid.
Yeah.
So why not just make a fucking movie again about it?
True.
Like, why are we why do you want to make people mad? And I, honest to God, I think it's because of J.K. Rowling, too. I feel like, she was on her bullshit with all the trans things and all like that. And all the actors.
Know about that.
Yeah, no, she's like a horrible transphobe. Yeah, she's
for real?
Yeah, she's a horrible transphobe, like legitimately.
Damn.
And Daniel Radcliffe, Emma Watson, the guy who played
Daniel Radcliffe is a Nazi in a movie.
Yes, he is, right.
Pretty insane.
Yeah, he's had some weird roles since leaving Harry Potter.
Pretty insane.
You know what he was too? He was a human Swiss Army knife. Look that movie up. Yeah.
I've heard about that.
Yeah. Look that up because that's a fucked up movie. It's funny, but it's fucked up. And you ever see the clip or the pic of him like holding guns like this, and he's dressed all like fucked up and everything? No, so there's a movie where he plays like this video game character come to life.
Okay.
And the video game character has guns stapled to his hands.
Okay.
And he's dressed all like a hobo and shit like that.
Okay.
It's fucked up, but it's obviously like the type of movie that he wanted to make. But my point is that, all these actors and actresses that worked on Harry Potter before are speaking up about her.
Oh, wow.
So it's kind of just this show, because she's involved with this show. It's kind of her big, like, fuck you to them.
Wow.
I'm going to reboot your whole shit.
That's kind of insane.
So a whole nother generation doesn't
what
really...
if it's ass?
It's going to be ass.
Damn.
It's going to be ass. That's why I'm not worried about it. Warner Brothers... That's why Warner Brothers is about to get sold to fucking Netflix or Paramount, whatever the fuck.
That's tough.
Because they don't know how to make movies or good movies and shows anymore. So
speaking of witchcraft, after I ate that thing, my stomach is casting spells. This shit
it's Halloween, bro. So you never know.
In there like, in my stomach.
Expecto Patronum.
Yeah, in my fucking stomach.
You're like,
God damn.
Fuck. Oh god. Oh, but that's funny. But another thing here though for it, actually, this made me think of last year's Thanks for Nothing show at the Cantab Lounge, where you did get fucked over by the previous venue. I don't even remember the previous venue's name, but
Rockwood or the
whatever
the fuck the one. I don't want to confuse them because one of them is still open.
Right.
But the Rockwood.
It's Rockwood, right? Because I had been there for a show. I was like, and then they closed. I was like, all right, whatever. But we moved. It was a very successful show. Thanks for that. But
they owe me money, those fuckers.
Yeah. Oh, you probably never get it.
Never gonna get it.
No, right. I don't even know where that guy probably left town. Yeah. Legit.
They owe mad people money.
Yeah. Oh, that's why they went out of business. Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? But one thing at that Cantab show is you were selling a shirt, you beating somebody's ass.
Yes.
You're a guy who likes
the Hava Brawl tee.
Right.
That's a rare one.
Yeah. I seen that.
That's a rare one.
Even on the merch board, it was like fades, free.
Yeah, free fades.
Yeah. So, if you had to give one celeb a free fade, who you throwing the fade with?
Oh, man. This is tough. I've never actually thought about this. This is tough. Let me think about this for a second.
Don't worry about it.
Who am I running the fade with? Because I want it to be good.
Yeah.
I don't want it to just be like, oh, Michael Cera.
Yeah.
Like, you know,
right,
like,
yeah,
like, because that's
the
bullshit.
cop-out answer.
Yeah,
right,
like, I want it to be like a good one.
Yeah. Michael Cera, that's funny. I was just like,
damn, bro. This is tough. Free fade with a celebrity.
it could be someone, I know you said you don't hold grudge anymore, but it could be like a celeb you don't hate, you don't like very much, or whatever it may be.
Like, naturally, like, I want to say, like, somebody like Jimmy Butler.
Yes.
Because he's just, like...
He's a ball breaker. I don't like that shit. He talks a big game.
He just fucking is like a Celtics killer, and I can't stand him for that.
Yeah.
Like, we beat them. Like, it's pretty even. Like, I'm pretty sure, like, our statistics against them are, like, literally, like...
I think they're dead even. Right?
Identical.
Yeah.
But, like, he bothers me. He's such a good basketball player, but he is just a
He's a
fucker.
ball buster, dude.
But there's got to be somebody better than him. Yeah. For now, he'll be a placeholder.
Okay.
I'll be
if it comes back to
I'll be pondering on that.
You want to know something about Jimmy
I just feel
Butler
like me
too?
and Jimmy would get a good one.
No, he would. He's like, he's an unk now, but he's like, Remember, what was it? Was it the year we went to the final? No, it was the Derek White. I think it might have been that game. The Derek White, 0.2 second layup at the end. Remember, he was on a fast break. And they needed a 2 to tie it. He pulls for a 3 because he's like, I got it. It bricked front rim. I was sitting in my seat like, this motherfucker, he's gonna do it. He's gonna do it. It bricked. I was like, oh, thank you. I was like, fuck.
Fucking that fucker.
Because the Celtics have always had people that you just hate going up against them. I don't care how good the team is. It was like LeBron for a while, and then it became him. Ironically, 2 people on the Heat at the time, too. It's just like, it's never anybody but the Heat, it seems like. And I don't fucking get it.
It's unbelievable.
It really is. So, with that being said, we just, at the time of this recording, Celtics had their first preseason game last night.
Yes.
Cracked the Grizzlies. How are we doing this year?
I saw, like, the third quarter. And then, like, I was like, we are fucking cooking them. So, like, I just, like, turned it off. But, bro, I really like the dude Garza. What's his name? Garza?
Yeah, Luke Garza.
Yeah,
a lot of people been saying that.
I fuck with that kid.
Yeah.
I saw such a small section of it that I can't really base it off of anything. But he's just like, obviously it's preseason, but like, he's drawing fouls. He's just always seems to be in the right place. He's getting to the line. Yeah. Like, I like that shit. Yeah. That's like Celtics basketball shit.
Right.
Like,
right.
From back in the day, like just aggressive, getting boards. We were getting a lot of boards, offensive and defensive, which is something we've kind of struggled with like the last 2 years. You know what I mean? We were just outscoring people. That's why we were winning.
Yeah.
And then like I'm really excited for the dude Gonzalez. Is his last name Gonzalez or
Hugo Gonzalez?
Yeah. That kid I'm excited for.
Really?
I'm excited for that kid, bro. That dude is gonna be legit.
Interesting.
He's gonna be legit.
Because we drafted him. I'm like, all right, is this just another European guy?
He's a great defender. He's got a lot in his toolbox. Like he's gonna be good. That kid's gonna be good.
So what seed do you think we get?
Bro, I still think we fuck around and win the East.
No, I maybe,
bro. Maybe. Like we could win the East.
We could because it's the East.
But like just generally, like bro, like just because like I'm a Jayson Tatum stan. Oh, so like I don't do the Jayson Tatum slander. I never have. I've never been the guy that's like Jayson Tatum. Yeah. No, fucks no. Yeah. I'm all about JT. Right. But bro, this team is fucking good.
No, they are.
Like
they're a scrappy team.
Like we're really good. And to be honest, like there's teams that are good, but like I'm not gonna hold you. There isn't like a team that makes me just go, oh, they're a shoo-in.
Yeah. No, that's fair because, like, I look at the Magic last year, right? Franz and Paulo both got hurt, and they went down. They were second in the East.
Yeah.
They still gave us, they broke our balls in the playoffs. Yeah. The Knicks, I ain't worried about them. The Knicks. I don't care what happened in last year's playoffs. I really don't. They're the fucking Knicks. Fuck them.
That was bullshit.
All right, and that's another thing I don't want to get started. But we had a good time, though.
Yeah.
We did. We were wilding out. We had a good time. KG liked it. KG, he reposted us,
nice.
right?
That
was awesome.
That was nice.
But, I look at the Cavs, I'm like, okay, I could see that. Pistons.
Cavs are good. I don't think the Cavs are going to be as good, though. Like, bro, like, I think last year, like, I think the Cavs are good.
But you think they peaked last year?
I don't even want to say they peaked. I just want to. I don't know, bro. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I'm not sold on. I think they're really good.
Yeah. I think this year's very confusing.
Yeah.
From a Celtics standpoint, because you just don't know. And you know how Tatum's doing with his injury, it's like, do we really rush this guy back?
No, I don't want him to play.
No,
this
I
guy
don't
fuck
want him
around
to
and
play.
be AI.
Right, exactly.
He might be fucking AI in us right now, or like I don't know, but like
No,
I don't want him to play. I don't want him to play.
And it's like I get his, quote unquote ego is telling him like, okay, train and get back.
I don't want him to play.
But like, bro, like, not like it's gonna be a down year. We'll still make the playoffs.
Yeah.
We're definitely a playoff team. I'd say at best we do is the 4th seed.
I'm excited for Afferny too.
But who?
Afferny.
Yeah, I am too. I'm glad we didn't trade him because a lot of people were thinking we're going to trade him. I think he's going to be a very
Our
solid piece.
team is good.
No, right. We have a good team.
Derek White's gonna go crazy.
Derek White's
going to
be an all-star.
Yeah,
Derek
Derek White's going to go crazy.
For the only fact that, obviously he's good, but also the East guards are fucking outside of Cade and what's his fucking name?
Nemus?
No.
Kada?
Donovan Mitchell.
Oh,
That's what I'm
yeah,
thinking
yeah,
of.
yeah.
Outside of, like, I'm talking about from, like, all-star guards in the East. Other than him, I really see Derek White sneaking in there. I thought he was going to be an all-star last year, to be honest with you.
Should've
So, right, exactly. So, it is exciting to think about. It's always good when you get the Bruins and Celtics back after the Patriots are still in mid-season. Obviously,
I
the Red
wanted
Sox season
J.D.
ended.
Davison. I was excited to see him play.
I did too.
and we
I
never got
don't
the
like how we
chance.
gave him up.
I think
wanted
Jordan Walsh will be pretty good in a couple years too.
Ooh, I like that.
He might low-key end up being like a piece that we trade.
Yeah.
But
And
like
then he gets better. Like Aaron Nesmith on the
yeah,
Pacers.
exactly.
Right.
Like, because I think he's going to be good.
You want to know who I'm excited for too? Chris Boucher.
Yes.
Yeah. I thought that was a great...
Oh, and what's his name there? I really fuck with Baylor.
Baylor Shireman.
Yeah,
I do
fuck
too.
with that
I
guy.
do too. Yo, he's a shooter.
Fuck with Shireman.
He's a shooter. He's
From
a
the
legit
Shire.
shooter. Yeah, Shireman.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
a shooter. He's got all tatted up. He's like embracing boss
I'm with
like
it.
that. Yeah.
I'm with
no,
it.
I'm definitely with it. Oh, so this I want to ask you this too, because how'd you end up linking with Andre Drummond?
Oh, that's my guy. Shout out to Andre Drummond.
Yeah.
Bro, it's so random, but like when he played for Brooklyn, they were coming into town, and we swept them. It was the year that they had KD and Harden and shit.
Yeah.
And he makes music, and so like.
Does he really?
Yeah, so he was in town, and they hit. I don't know how, but they somehow found Phoenix, and they reached out, and so like they asked like Josh Schuback, he was like, "Do you want to do it? Like you like sports, you know, like." It might be cool.
You could actually hold a convo with him.
So like we ended up locking in and we became super cool. And so anytime he comes in town, you know what I mean? Like we'll go out.
Yeah.
He'll give me tickets to the game.
He threw him a lob last year.
Yeah, that was
sick.
cool. They brought me on the court. That was dope.
Yeah, that was sick.
But like he's just a good ass dude.
That's
he's
solid.
just a good dude.
Yeah.
And
I did not know he made music. I mean,
Yeah.
NBA players do. Most notably, like the one that I think of on my head is Victor Oladipo.
Yeah, really?
Yeah,
I think
dude,
of
he's got
fucking.
hits.
I think of what's his name, Dame.
No, right, Dame. But like,
He just dropped an album and it's hard.
No,
It's
they're
crazy.
Good.
Shout
They're
out to
good.
Hollywood Cole. He produced a couple records on that.
No, right, they're good at rapping.
I was
dude.
like, damn.
Yeah.
I didn't
No,
know
they're
all these
actually
like
good.
that.
You know who has a bop too? Kyrie Irving. As much as we say fuck Kyrie,
I'm good. I'm all right on Kyrie now
I
because
am
he
too.
showed
It is
a
what
lot
it
of
is.
class on the Mavs when we played them in the finals.
Right, it is what it is. Right.
Yeah, he showed class. Even if we lost, my hatred probably wouldn't be what it was.
Yeah.
He showed a lot of class and growth, and he even said it in interviews. He was like, it wasn't good timing for me to be there.
Yeah. Right. So I mean, when it was fuck Kyrie, it was fuck Kyrie.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
yeah.
But now, yeah, I've come. You know who I've calmed down on too? LeBron. Because I
never hated LeBron.
I hated LeBron for that Heat shit, but like when he even sometimes on the Cavs, because I'm like, why the fuck can't we beat this guy anymore? And it's just like, he's like, oh, I hate Boston, all this shit. But once he went to the Lakers, and it's like, I mean, the Mickey Mouse ring is what it is. People have their opinions on that. I think it's a Mickey Mouse ring, bro. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
But I'm just like, you know what? He's got his 4. He's gonna retire soon, so like. They're not a championship team anymore anyway, so it's like, what do I care? Like, you know what I mean? It's like, I guess because of the Lakers-Celtics rivalry, but even still, that's not really a rivalry right now. It
hasn't been since Kobe.
Yeah, it hasn't been since 2010.
Yeah.
Like, legitimately. I mean, everyone's like, oh, Marcus Smart's on the Lakers now.
First of all, I was never on the Marcus Smart train.
I was for a year, and
was.
then I saw how he tried to, always jack up those shots and shit like that.
I never was with it. I liked him as a sixth man.
Speak on that, all right.
I was so against him being a starting player on the Celtics. How is Marcus Smart the starting point guard on a contending basketball team? On what planet?
Right. Because that's how you know we weren't a true contender.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
Right.
it doesn't even make sense. Like, bro, what's his name that we just had? Holiday.
Drew Holiday, one of my favorite
He
players ever.
is like what Marcus Smart like aspired to be.
Yes.
Or like Derek White is like what Marcus Smart
Yes.
aspires to be.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, and I love the scrappiness and who he is, his personality, everything. I love it. But if we're talking about like the guy who's running the offense, he's the point man, like absolutely fucking not. And obviously he was a shooting guard. I'm pretty sure before he was the point guard.
Yeah.
But like, bro, he's a sixth man at best.
Yeah. I mean,
And like, if he's sixth man, he's winning. He's Lou Will in a sense.
Yeah.
He's not as good as Lou Will.
No, right.
But he's getting sixth man of the year like every year because, bro, modern day basketball, good defense is just whoever is being like showing the most effort on the court.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because everything is a foul.
Yeah, of course.
So it's like fucking who's gonna be the scrappiest? Who's gonna be fucking getting in people's heads? Who's gonna be diving all over the ground? And
His best moment with that, remember the game we were playing the Rockets and he drew 2 offensive fouls on James Harden because he was right in his face?
Yes.
That was crazy.
Yes.
I had never seen anything
And
like
we
that. I
need
was
something like that again. Like that is what we lack.
Yeah.
Is like if we like everybody's like fuck Draymond. Bro, if we got Draymond today, people would be like on the
they'd be on
Draymond
it.
train.
They'd
You know
be
what I mean?
on it, right.
Because we need a guy like that.
Yeah.
We don't have that right now. You know, so hopefully JB is kind of like that
JB
this
got
year.
in somebody's face last
Yeah,
night
so
too,
hopefully he'll have that tenacity
Yeah.
this year, and I'm excited to see him play because obviously he had the knee thing going on last year.
But he's now the number 1 option.
Yeah,
right
so
now.
like I'm interested to see how that goes. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And you know I'm a JB
Definitely.
enthusiast as well. Of
course.
So
But this is something I want to ask you because I feel like you do have an answer to this. 100 traffic jams versus 1 CASO. How the fuck do we fix this problem?
I lose every time. Like literally, I'm in traffic having a mental
I think
breakdown.
it's construction.
Bro, it's literally there's multiple reasons. I'm gonna give it to you right now.
Right.
1, Boston was made for horse-drawn carriage. I'm gonna look at this camera and say it now. Boston was made for horse-drawn carriage. That camera isn't looking at me.
Yeah.
But, bro, this place was not meant for this amount of cars. Secondly, a bunch of motherfuckers that aren't from here are driving around confused and scared, sightseeing, doing whatever the fuck. Stop. Drive. Just go. You're fucking everything up. The third thing, anytime there's like a fender bender, pull up. It's a bunch of motherfuckers examining.
Yeah.
Like they're about to get intel.
Like magnifying.
Yeah, like, bro,
Like-
you're not gonna learn a thing by driving 10 miles an hour past this. You're not.
Yeah. Oh,
you're not
that's-
gonna
yeah,
learn
yeah.
anything.
Yeah.
Just drive.
Yeah. They want to see if someone's dead.
Bro, the only reason there should ever be a traffic the way that there is if there is a body literally dismembered. So there's an arm in this lane, there's a leg in this lane, there's a torso in this lane, and there's a head in this lane. That's the only reason there should be a fucking traffic jam. Literally, there's zero other reason. There's no reason. There's no reason for it, bro.
I know.
There's literally no reason. I can't wrap my skull around it, bro. Like
I mean, because you're getting hit with traffic late at night, too.
bro, and every day, like I swear, bro, the CASO verse, like when I get on the road, I swear to God, this guy, yo, hit the button, hit the traffic button. He's on the road. I swear to God, bro, I'm living the Truman Show. Like these motherfuckers are out to get me, bro. I swear to God. I can't do it. I can't do it. And it's not a joke.
No, it really
like when I'm crashing out, like on my stories, like it's real.
Justified.
No, I'm very, very upset.
Yeah.
And then I posted it on TikTok the other day, and people are like, "Oh, what the trend?" I'm like, "Bro, I am the original."
No, right. This
traffic
is no, like,
crash out.
Yeah.
And the
Also,
other thing,
is crashing out on traffic, that's a trend?
right?
Like
right.
what? Like what
and
the
then
fuck do you
the
mean?
other thing is like, everyone's like, "You must be new here." Bro, I was here for the big dig.
Seriously.
Don't talk to me about that shit.
We remember someone dying because the big
Come
dig
on.
ceiling collapsed on
Bro,
their car.
crazy thing actually about that. My mom was working in Boston, so when I was a kid growing up, my best friend was from Southie. He was from D Street.
Yeah.
And so on the weekends, I would stay at his nana's in D Street. And my mom worked at the spot. This is a crazy throwback. If anybody, you know, from Southie or like Boston back in the day remembers the Cranberry Cafe in Southie. And so my mom used to work there with his mom. So I have family in California, and they called a cousin. And they called my mom, and they were like, don't go through a tunnel today. And she was like, what? And she's like, so she had to go through the tunnel for work.
Yeah.
And they were like, oh, like they're like, they had a dream, something about a tile falling and somebody dying, and literally it happened.
Oh my God!
Isn't that fucking insane?
Oh
super crazy
God.
shit.
Yeah, I remember that like it was yesterday
Yeah, super
too.
crazy.
Like,
are you all right back there?
yeah. Pat LeVon in the building, baby.
This guy's fucking.
What's good? He give him some Douce. I think he needs some Douce.
You don't drink. Hell yeah, you are.
Fair enough. All right.
Yeah,
But
that was
like,
that's bro.
Oh yeah. Because that's what I love about, like, you know, and we're going to get this into a second because we had this conversation last week. I want to have it on the pod. The authentic Bostonian, like, people don't know until they actually know. Like, we're from here. Like, we know what we're fucking talking about and complaining about.
It's crazy because, like, so, like, I never had, you know, a city, like, address. I just spent so much of my childhood in Boston. You know, my mom bringing me in when I was super young. And then, like, having friends, you know, and things like that. Just like I always went into Boston. I spent so much time in Boston. And like even I remember fucking playing basketball at the Condon, sneaking into the Condon and playing basketball in Southie. Fucking the courts over there. There used to be a baseball field over there. It's not there anymore. I remember I was playing. We had a bunch of kids from the projects when we were playing. And I fucking hit like 4 back-to-back home runs.
Hey.
Like everybody was like, who the fuck is this kid? Like, you know what I mean? Because I'm just showing up to the projects and I'm cooking. It, you know, it was like I have a lot of, you know, roots, you know, bringing me back to the city. And it's like, it really helped me, shape me, you know what I mean, as a kid because I got to see both sides, you know what I mean? And the original Boston guy, like, does not exist.
It does not.
Like, anymore, you know what I mean? It's like it doesn't exist anymore. They're either dead or in jail, black and white, because there's 2 different types of original Boston guy. You know, there's the Bobby Brown and then there's the Mark Wahlberg. There's like 2 different types of Boston guy.
That's very true.
And they like don't really exist anymore. They're like a fucking fossil. You know, it doesn't exist. And so
it's like seeing Bigfoot.
Yeah, it's crazy. And it's crazy because like that guy that you see very rarely only exists, specifically the white guy.
Yeah.
Only exists here, like in Boston, in like Massachusetts, like Fall River, and like, you know, that type of shit.
They're on the outskirts.
Yeah, like, and then you got like bits and pieces in like Manchester, New Hampshire, you'll get a little bit of it. And then like maybe Rhode Island, but it's kind of different.
Yeah.
It's kind of different. But the like real deal, like original white Boston guy, like, bro, that guy like doesn't exist in Milwaukee. No. Or like Kentucky. Yeah. Or like, bro, it's like, it's such a thing and people have no idea what it is. And it's so crazy unless you're from here.
Right.
And you came up in that era. So
because it's just hard to explain.
Yeah,
but like
bro.
you get
the guy with the Air Maxes in the fucking, he's fucking got the comb over and the coffee, iced coffee.
Cigarette
and
in his mouth at 8 a.m.
And he's just like sober. He's in recovery, but he takes Suboxone.
Yeah.
Like it's just such a specific guy.
It really is.
And it's like, yeah, fucking dude, fucking.
It's the fucking guy.
Yeah, like
dude.
that guy
like,
only exists here.
And
it's crazy because like that, like I love what dude is doing. What's his name? Come with me on.
Jake Scally?
Yeah. Shout out to Jay Scally because it's so funny because as a kid, you know, we always did that as a joke.
Right.
Yeah, fucking dude.
I still know people like that.
Yeah, we would do it as a joke. And then like this dude was like, I'm about to capitalize on this joke because I'm sure he did the same thing. You know what I mean? And it's like, it's just so funny.
No,
but,
I had heard he's like a recovering guy. So he's like,
of course, look at how good he does it.
Right, exactly.
Like, what?
Yeah, you can't You can't fake that.
Yeah, bro.
You can do the accent, but you can't fake like the mannerisms and
He's
shit like that.
Spot on.
Yeah.
But Boston, bro, is such like it's lost so much. Like it's lost all of its like identity, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like kind of sad, and like I feel like even though I'm not from the exact city of Boston, you know what I mean? I have roots in Boston and things like that. And a lot of people, you know what I mean? I've never said I was from Boston.
No, right.
And that's why a lot of people from Boston, you know, accepted me.
Of course.
And, you know, because I was never pretending to be, you know. But people just kind of expect me to be from Boston. They just think I'm from Boston. And
you got that Boston like swag to you.
You
got
know,
that
like,
attitude. Like
to be fair, like when I was growing up, so I'm from Weymouth originally.
Yep.
And before the traffic was like this crazy, like bro, like Weymouth to Southie like is like 15-minute drive.
Yeah.
If there's like no traffic.
No, that's what I mean.
You know,
right,
so like you're up the street
Yeah.
basically, and a bunch of people from Southie in these places were moving to Weymouth at the time. So like there was so many people. I lived in this complex, Queen Anne's, and it was all people from Boston that lived in there. Yeah. So it was like they all just came to Weymouth to get their kids out of the city.
I mean, that's what my dad said. You know, my dad's really from the North End, and like even me growing up, like I never like officially lived in the North End. I live on Canal Street now, but like, well, that's on the North End. But I never like I always hung around there. I lived in Revere, but I always tell people like my bed is just in Revere. I live in the like I really like live and experience in the North End. So even my dad said he's like he'll never move back to the North End after leaving it.
Yeah, word.
Because it's just even and this is a lot of like old North Enders say the same thing. They're just like, bro, there's no place to park. There's no place to like walk and live and shit like that there. Fuck now. No. It's just like because it got so popular with the yuppie girls and guys that go to like Suffolk and fucking like Emerson and all that shit. They ran in and drove the price up. So now it's like forget about even buying a place there. You can't even rent it.
No, it's
and
crazy.
What you're renting a legit house that's the size of this freaking studio room we're in right now. So it's like it ain't even worth it.
Yeah.
Right.
It's crazy, bro. It's like I just love like, bro, Boston definitely shaped me as an individual, as a person.
Of course.
And
like you wear that with pride.
Yeah, bro.
Like,
I love this place. You know, like I just spent so much of my childhood in the city, and it holds such a place in my heart. You know what I mean? And so like when a lot of people, you know, they talk bad on Boston and whatever, and it's like, I love this place, bro. Yeah. Like I really do. Right, and it's like they don't get to experience the charm of like what it was.
That's right.
And it's a different type of charm now. You know, there is like a different side of it, you know? And we kind of take it for granted in a lot of ways. We're lucky that we kind of got to experience both.
Biggest problem, I said this on the last episode, Cave, was...
Shout out to Cave.
Of course, shout out to Cave. That was a great fucking episode. Great guy, too. What yuppies think Boston is they think it just goes from the North End. They do what I call like a big... They gerrymander it, right?
Right.
They start in the North End. They go all the way downtown, you know, Calm Ave and by the water and stuff like that. They do this like loop where it's almost like they stop at Fenway and the cutoff is Fenway and like everything right there, and then they go into like parts of Southie and go up into the Seaport, and that's Boston to them, right? Everything I always see on TikTok or Instagram is always within that like square, like 2 miles or 3, however fucking big it is, right? But they don't realize it's not that. Like there's JP, there's HP, there's Dot, there's Roxbury, Mattapan. Like it's just their view of Boston is so close-minded.
Of course.
And that's what I'm trying to get. Is like that's why it's like a pet peeve of mine. Like that's why I said last week Pete's pet peeve was like, you know, that. It's like, you know, a girl on TikTok called the North End North Boston. And I think she blocked me because I said I hate y'all yuppies with the fucking the dying rose emoji, right? Yeah. I was just like, I'm like, but that's why I hate y'all, because y'all don't get it. Like, if you lived here for 6 months, at least try to fucking get it.
Yeah.
But you don't get it.
I just kind of let people do their thing now. I'm just like, whatever. And I just try to keep it alive in whatever I do. You know what I mean? That's like the big thing. Like, anytime I'm traveling, I'm always, you know, I'm this guy. Every time I'm loud, I'm ridiculous, I'm obnoxious, you know.
And they go, oh, yeah, he's from Boston.
Yeah, or they're like, you're from the Northeast.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, they know. They don't think I'm from New York. Because
Good.
Like I don't talk like that. Like that's like you want to talk about pet peeve. That's my biggest pet peeve is people from here that try to adopt like the New York accent. Yeah, I'm from Boston. I drink coffee.
No.
Like I hate that shit.
Yeah,
that shit is fucking garb.
No.
You don't talk like that. We don't talk like that.
Right.
You know, so just be you. Be proud to be from Boston. You know what I mean? We got lingo. Just because it's been lost over the years doesn't mean it doesn't exist.
All right, keep it alive. The fuck? But, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to end it on that. And before we do, CASO, I want to give you a chance to shout out anybody you would like to right now. So look into the camera and please do so.
For sure. Shout out to my team. You know, shout out to all of my people that support me, all the people that might not be hip yet, you know, but are getting ready to be.
Some crazy stuff about it.
Yeah, we got a bunch of amazing music coming out. And I'm really excited for these new segments that I'm about to start dropping weekly. Just talking about mental health and all these things, you know, and just being able to give my full true self to y'all. Right. You know, I'm very excited, man.
Right. And where can they find you on all socials and stuff like that?
Marky Picasso, MarkyPicasso on Instagram, Twitter, you know, shit like that. On streaming, it's just CASO, all caps, CASO.
All caps when you spell the man's name?
If you got a problem trying to find it, look up one of the songs, CASO, and then look up Freaknik or Dummy. It'll pop up right there.
Go stream both right now.
Yeah, go stream those. For the guy who has CASO on Instagram, I'm going to hack your shit, and I'm getting that because it's a ghost account. And I'm coming for you.
You want to hear something crazy? That's like that would say that too. The app is that just say that no underscores is a ghost account. Yeah. No profile pic, no followers.
Nothing.
I'm like,
I'm coming.
How can I not report
I'm coming
this?
For you. I've been reporting it for years.
Like I don't get that. Like
apparently, if a person logs into it every now and again, they keep it active. If they don't log in, so I'm gonna get that fucking at.
Yeah, we're on that same wavelength.
But Marky
so I've been trying to get that right. But exactly.
Yeah. Thanks for nothing, CASO. The fake CASO.
The fake CASO. Thanks for the fake say that. Thanks for that. No, okay. You want to know? Speaking of that, what's fucked up is the say that is just taken, and then the say that pod is taken.
No way.
And they're both ghost accounts. I'm like, bro, stop fucking with me. That's right. I think I think I know who it is. Fair. I don't want to say who it is, but I think I know who it is.
Fair.
Because it's like there's just no way. There's no fucking way. I have to use this many underscores in my fucking Instagram name. I've been trying to change it for eons now.
We're on to y'all.
Right. But anyways, ladies and gentlemen, if you like that episode, please leave a like and comment.
Drop a hey now.
Drop a hey now in them comments if you're watching on YouTube. And make sure to smash that subscribe button. If you're listening on Apple and Spotify, please remember to hit that follow button as well. And y'all know where to find me on Instagrams. It's REPETE617 is my main page, and the say_that_pod. See what I mean? Too many underscores. I feel like I'm rambling already. It's the podcast Instagram page. And also, like I said at the very start of this episode, make sure to follow the @AuthenticBostonian. I know we just talked about it, but that's my new lifestyle brand. I'll be having a bunch of content and possibly some merch dropping soon, so make sure to follow that page.
Also, I want to token this right now. I'm not saying that I necessarily agree with the name, but I like it. I came up with it. The Patriots, right? I fuck with Drake May.
Yeah.
We're riding the Mayflower, baby.
I like that. Fuck no. I like that.
I'm on the Mayflower train, baby.
I like that. No. That's got to be turned as, you got to copyright that shit. Because I know this. I know one specific Boston branded group that will do that. But yeah,
we just dropped it.
No, we just dropped it. Yeah, this is proof.
I thought about it the other day.
Yeah,
I'm watching.
And fun fact,
with this guy.
Fun fact: when this episode drops, we have it on tape with the date. So fuck y'all. Yeah.
Whatever today is.
Yeah, yellow CASO bread. Right. Exactly. But I like to end that on the drill. You know what I mean? That's a good way to end it. Y'all know the drill already. Don't say this. Say that. Hey now. And we'll see y'all in the next episode. Peace.